Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This is the third part. Is it the third part?
Yeah, it's the third part.
It's the third part of our series fixing the Mk4. Fixing the Mk4 Golf V5 engine. So at the moment we have the head off. We've just been struggling with the exhaust manifold heat cover. One of the bolts got his heat welded basically into it, which has meant that we had to grind it completely off in order to get it off. But
2 hours.
Yeah. So that's where we ended the last video. We were stuck on that, and we've just managed to get it off now after an hour grinding it just this morning. Today is going to be a long day. We've got some other people coming over. We're going to clean some parts. We're going to get the exhausts actually off, expose the head gasket so that we can scrape it off and change that, clean everything out, and yeah, we should be in a good place after today. Let's crack on. Alright, yeah, welcome back again. So the first thing you're going to want to do is take these, there's some bolts along the back where the exhausts come out of the actual engine. These, you might get a bit of difficulty taking these off. We're using a 12mm metric wrench. If you can dodge a ball, you can dodge a wrench. There are 8 bolts that you have to take off for this. So just take your time going around, making sure you got them all off. Yes, das ist sehr gut. Right, so all the bolts on the exhaust are loose. They're off of these. There was 8 of them, 4 on the top, 4 underneath. So once that's loose, you don't actually need to remove that, because this, as soon as you loosen this, it's got a bit of give, so you can kind of pull it towards you and out. And yeah, so what we're going to do now is just loosening all these. What's the head for it?
M12.
Triple square. 16 bolts to get the head off.
Torque! A bark.
We're going to turn off. So yeah, what we're doing is spraying a load of WD-40 on them, and then cleaning out the actual bolt head so that it doesn't grind away, so we can actually get the full thing in.
Listen, I'm a tradesman.
Whole engine block.
It's got so much torque that...
Basically, what you're going to have to do if you're taking these out is you will have to replace these, because the way you tighten it, these are the things that are holding the head onto the actual cylinders, containing the explosions. So you tighten these to where the point where the actual bolts stretch. So you're going to have to get a new set of these. We bought one for about £40, it's not too bad. But yeah, you really do not want to reuse these. I think you can buy ones that are reusable, but in terms of these, the reason why you got to replace them is that you stretch them, because you want to get them so tight that the engine top won't blow off. But there's also a mixture of them, so the order is actually the top left one there is 1, and the bottom right one is 2, 3 is the bottom left one.
Sorry. 4 up there.
4 is that one.
Then you go in the middle, it goes 5, 6.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
That's massive.
Some of them are longer and some of them are shorter. So number 1 was a medium-sized one. Number 2 was a really long one, but there are also some smaller ones.
That just wasn't it, was it? That's it, Chief. Yeah. No then. Smell some of this sweet goo.
Worth it if it tastes nice.
I know. What if it's like the nicest tasting thing in the world?
It's the forbidden beverage.
The forbidden. Just put some like the end of the world.
7 is this one. Right, so yeah, these ones are quite hard to get into because they're right down in where the spark plugs go, but as soon as you're in, it should be there. Alright.
So like
9 is that one there.
Yeah.
It won't go in.
Should I shotgun this?
No, don't do it.
Ow! What the oh, just not in the work area, please. We'll just go home.
Right. Trying to do work. We're just fucking around.
You heathens.
Bro, you got a tenner on you? Oh, it's only a tenner? Yeah. I think it was 90 quid. A squared plus B squared equals C squared.
Yeah. So these ones you don't want to put WD-40 in. I mean, we are going to clean the whole thing out, so it doesn't really matter. But just WD-40 is a degreaser, so de-oiler. So and there's obviously all the oil in there. You want to keep it. So yeah, number 14 is this one here. Yeah.
There's so much crud.
Right, so this is the last bolt here. There you go. Yeah, they're all on there. So in theory,
You should just be able to lift it off now.
it's just still on this piece. Ooh. Yeah. There we go. That's the head gasket. So that should be quite tight, because obviously that's been sealed with the head gasket for a long time. That's stuck. So, stupidly we didn't take the exhaust manifold off first. So we're going to have to do the exhausts off first. So we're going to take those off now. So we've got one bolt, number 8 for us, didn't come out. And then when I tried to move it, it moved, but then it locked the bolt in place. So it's basically wedged now on. So make sure you get all of them out. So that one's still in.
I know what it is. Like, it's on the same bit. I literally done
What have we got to do?
We've got to basically pull this bit back to release tension on the belt that supplies all the alternator and stuff.
Yeah, so in order to get the head off, there's belt tension has to be taken off in order to kind of like release the head from the belt. So we have to do that first, which we're just about to do now. So yeah, I'm taking this off. So you get to there's a bolt down there which we need to loosen.
Oh, okay, I see this.
This one. No, this one here.
This
one here.
Yeah, so do I
This
release
is the
that?
alternator.
So, what we've done is, if you see in there, that bolt, can you get it?
There it is.
So that bolt there, get that, pull it towards you, this whole mechanism should shift, loosening the tension
On the belt.
on the belt. And then yeah, that should just come out basically.
Let's try and get it.
It's got around a load of bits and bobs, but yeah, then it just comes out, one auxiliary belt out.
Or as the Germans call it, the V belt.
It's just that one. Because all the other ones are for the rest of the intake manifold,
Yeah.
which is on the head. It's only attached to the head.
Oh no, it's still. Oh!
Try and put it back on.
Yeah, no.
Oh fuck. Yeah, we did break it.
Hmm?
We did break it, because there it is there.
So does that snap? That tube is just stuck, that's why.
Oh right, okay.
Hold on, there's also that. That should be fully disconnected. There we go. There are the cylinders. So, exposed. So here's the cylinders.
Get still on the head.
Huh?
Gas.
There it is. This is the head gasket on just there at the moment. 5 cylinders. And over here we have the head. There are all the valves. There's a lot of obviously things connected to it, as you can see. So yeah, disconnected. There was a lot of little tubes and stuff, like more coolant tubes that we had forgotten to get rid of the other day, but now that's looking alright. But yeah, as we took it off, there was a lot of oil and everything that just spilt out. So just be careful when you're taking it out. Maybe put like something underneath it or something just to control the spill. There's the chain. We've just marked it again, just so we remember how to put it back on when we put it back on later. There's the guide for the chain there.
Just a break.
So This thing we broke off, it's just a piece of plastic guide for the chain. So we snapped it when we put it back down to rest because we hadn't disconnected everything. So just make sure you go round before you try to lift it off and get everything off. But yeah, that's supposed to sit on there. So if you do take it off, just make sure you get it completely off. Support it or something if there's still stuff attached. Don't put it back down on it because that's what we did and it snapped this. So now what we're going to do, we've got the head off. We're going to get every single wire around it completely out of the way. We're going to go through the pressure washer, get rid of all the rust and the aluminium, clean all the grease away. We're done with the engine side of things today. We're going to leave this until another day to clean it because it's kind of in a good place to leave. It's anymore and it gets a bit complicated, stuff like that. So but basically that's ready to just spray, other than some of the electrics that we've got to still take out. What we're going to do now actually is go over to the back onto the concrete and pressure wash the head and some of the other bits and pieces to just clean everything off. Let it completely dry. So we're doing it with water, which I know some people may argue is not good for it, but it will be fine because we're going to pressure wash it, clean it completely off so it's just bare metal, let it dry and then re-grease it. So we're not actually damaging any of the pieces, it's just cleaning the metal basically. There won't be any water left in it. We're going to put it inside and heat to just dry it off afterwards. We might also do the air intake as well while we're at it just to make sure everything's perfectly clean. But yeah, this side of the car, we're done for the day. Some of our mates came over earlier and they did the back and cleaned some of the back off, especially in the boot. But yeah, other than that, we're moving quite fast now, which is good. After having to grind those bolts off, they were a bit annoying, but it's starting to actually make progress, and then soon we'll actually be starting to put stuff back together. So we're at the turning point now of where the car and where the engine is, and we'll soon be putting everything back together. But yeah, let's go wash some stuff. I've been in your